You decided to join us yet again for another wonderful, beautiful, unreal Wednesday. It's Take After Take. Producer Pat on the ones and twos, who has some disdain for me.
5 minutes
right
late.
Now. We weren't necessarily
5 minutes.
5 minutes late.
5 minutes.
So I'm walking down the hall. And I go, I just need to change. I have my Sunday's best on, my Easter outfit on. Doing a little interview beforehand.
You had a trophy teaser.
I did. He looked at me and he goes, it's like one of those, like if you were like a school administrator or a principal, you like had a good relationship with principal, and you're like, it's like, he already knew. I already told him, look, it's one thing to forewarn someone. You already know, like, before we even started this, like, there's going to be a time where Carl's going to be 5 minutes late, probably going to be 10 minutes late. Heck, probably going to come in here 1 minute left for the whole show. It's probably going to happen. I'm just letting it right. You can do something one time. So we've been 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
10 minutes late. Maybe be 59 minutes late. I don't know. We may figure it out. Also, by the way, one heck of a day for yours truly. I ain't eaten today. That's probably the big problem. Hangry. May start eating your arm. May start eating my arm. May start eating this microphone. I got what I want to eat in the car right now. But I hadn't had an opportunity to do that. Such is the life of a sports director.
What do you have in the car to eat?
Can't say that because this may be a CDC type deal. They may say that you may get food poisoning.
Patient zero?
Yeah, I may be patient zero, the whole deal. We're not gonna talk about
There's
that.
refrigerators. There's refrigerators in this station.
It was made to order.
Okay.
I bought it an hour ago. It's gonna cool. It's cooling inside the car right now. It'll be lukewarm. I give it another hour. I can eat some of it. Then I'll just put it in the refrigerator. I'll eat it for like later. But yeah, that's my life right now. But I'm willing to sacrifice it because I'm hungry. And I'm not even going to eat a lot of that because I know dinner is going to be like right around the corner here in the next like 4 or 5 hours after TV stuff.
All right. I mean, 5 minutes will turn into 10. Mm-hmm. One day we're just going to start. We're just going to start this thing.
Just like completely.
On this shot, just empty chair over here. We get a cutout and we'll just put it over here.
Yeah.
And just drop it in there. You can come replace it.
You need a cutout of Don Rickles and just put him right here. We can just say that's Carl. Anybody know who Don Rickles is?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know this?
Do I know who that is?
Look him up. Y'all look him up. We'll find out.
I don't want to do it right now.
You want to do it right now?
No. Let's talk basketball.
You do want to talk some sports? All right,
well.
my bad. Yeah, so this is this thing called March Madness. It's amazing. The sports fans, the casual, the diehard, the in-between, love this time of year. Before we get started, we had a couple of IG stories from last week. Thank you all for taking part in watching those. We sent a huge shout out to some of our area universities. Patrick, want to send a huge shout out to Troy basketball, won the Sun Belt Conference down in Pensacola over the weekend. Super, super cool. Got a one team already in the big dance from our area. The Alabama A&M women are about to play starting on Thursday. They're going to attempt to try to win a SWAC, Southwestern Athletic Conference Championship over in Atlanta. Of course, UAH, the men and women, they're in action in their Division II basketball games as well. Jacksonville State here in the Rocket City for the Conference USA tournament. And then, of course, the big ones, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, all in Nashville. I will make the trek up there, yours truly, to take in a little bit of a quarterfinal action on Friday. So, yes, it is all about basketball. I am excited for this tournament because I think it's going to be one of the most competitive tournaments we've had in quite some time. So, yes, the SEC basketball tournament is upon us, Patrick.
So, I have some storylines.
Talk to me.
This SEC tournament. I want to get your take on it.
All right.
So, I guess the first big one.
Yeah.
Auburn's been dominant throughout the entire season.
Yes, sir.
Kind of had a late season stumble there, 2 straight losses. Are you worried about them heading into the SEC tournament and the postseason beyond?
No.
All right. There you go.
No.
Insightful analysis right there, folks.
Listen, I said it last week.
Not even a little bit. You're not even like,
For what?
I don't know. They've lost 2 straight.
Oh, my.
And listen, we have to fill an hour. I don't know what this is. Okay. This is programming.
I feel you.
This is how this works.
You know, I've told you many times before. We're big wrestling fans. We love the sport and the drama and the theater of it all. He literally needs to go to WWE. If y'all looking, he needs to be a manager He'd be a
I
great
will
manager
take it. I will take
of
it.
a stable.
I'll send my resume.
A
if you want it.
faction of superstars or AEW if you all need one as well. He would be excellent because he teed that up perfectly. No, dude, like what? Let's just say for the sake of argument, they win that game against Alabama on Saturday. Are we still having this conversation?
Well,
Oh, is
no.
that the reason why we having this conversation? Because Mark Sears, proud of most shows Alabama. Shout out to Mark. Are we having this conversation just because they had a buzzer beater shot? Bruh, they're not tired. They weren't tired. They tied. Bruh, like they literally went through the entire league in a historic season in the Southeastern Conference in all of college basketball. And the last week of the year, coming in, they had one loss to the now number 2 team in the country.
Yeah.
And they lose to a team at the time that was 22nd in the country on the road, and then they lose to like the 6th or 7th ranked team in the country at home. What are we doing?
We're filling an hour.
Okay, I
programming.
feel you. Anyone at home, I understand. I said this last week. Did I not say they could lose Texas A&M?
You did say that.
They could lose to Alabama.
Yep.
They could lose on Friday at noon, high noon, Nashville, Cashville. Could lose there. They still gonna be the number 1 overall seed. Who cares? They're the number 1 overall seed. Not only are they the number 1 overall seed, they're gonna go to the second weekend. When you get to the second weekend, then it's game on. Like you get to the regional semifinal, regional final, which is the Sweet 16, Elite 8. Hey, that it's good on good, right? And I'm not knocking the tournament as a whole because obviously I believe that 1 seeds more than any time in the history of the format. From 32 to 64, now to 68 and beyond, moving forward in the next few years, it doesn't matter. You're a 1 seed. It is not almost set in stone that it guarantees you that in which it did years ago that you can get to the regional, your respective regional, which is the Sweet 16. Now that 8-9 game is tricky. Transfer portal, guys on teams that you didn't realize they were on. So everything is heightened. Coaching is better, like the whole 9. So. With all of that said, no. I listen. I think that they are fantastic. Like lost in all of this is Janai Broome had dropped literally 34. See, like there could be a win in the midst of you losing this. It's taking some solace in that. They could drop 34 in his final game inside the Jungle Neville Arena. Looks like he's getting healthier and healthier and healthier. No, I think they have shown enough for the portfolio that they have been able to produce from their work for a regular season. They will be the number 1 overall seed. Does not matter. They're going to head to Lexington, Kentucky for that the first round of the South regional. They'll go to Atlanta, and then once you get to Atlanta, then Sweet 16, Elite 8, it's all up for grabs. Everybody's good. They can lose for sure. But no, I'm not concerned about Auburn. Bruce Pearl, Coach of the Year. Janai Broome, Player of the Year. I also think Coach Bruce Pearl is going to be the Coach of the Year. In college basketball. I told you my uncle, he called me today. He's a big Louisville fan. Loves the Louisville Cardinals. Louisville Cardinals have been absolutely abysmal for the last handful of years. In comes Pat Kelsey, who I think is one of the best coaches in all of college basketball. He's so good. And to get that program to where they are, he won the Atlantic Coast Conference Coach of the Year this year. I think him, Coach Kelsey, I think Coach Pitino at St. John's, I think Bruce Pearl, have been the 3 that have been the most impressive to me. I just think relative to the strength and the difficulty of said schedule within league and then what they did out of conference, I think that Bruce Pearl is going to be your national Coach of the Year. So, yes, excited about the tournament. No, I'm not concerned about Auburn whatsoever. Does not matter. All that matters is they're going to be the number 1 overall seed, and they're getting ready to try to win 6 games in 3 weeks.
And see, you did like 6 minutes there.
Did.
That's how we stretch
that's
it.
That's a long, hangry diatribe. Like that's a diatribe where like you hungry as all get out, and you trying to like imagine something as you just kind of dive. Heck, I thought I was at Neville Arena the way as hungry as I am, but I was just sitting there just visualizing that so I could just kind of get around the hunger that now it gets to a point like you get so hungry then you stop getting hungry. That's rough. That's when that's when your body's like, get some sustenance.
Yeah.
Get some.
Well, it's probably gonna be poison because you just left it in the car.
That's all right.
So.
I got a steel barrel right here. We'll fight through it. If you don't see me next week, you know why.
Next storyline. One Crimson Tide hero, Mark Sears,
Yep.
game winner.
Yeah.
First player in SEC history to win 3 games over AP number 1. Is he going to be able to recreate the Mark Madness from last year and propel Alabama to a deep run in the playoffs?
If anyone in their right mind doesn't believe Alabama can win the national championship, I do not what adult beverage you're drinking. No, they are as good as anyone in the country. Yes, we have their flaws relative to, as I mentioned, I tell you, I've been talking about this toolbox. When you get into the tournament, you got to have a bunch of tools. You want to have the least amount of flaws as possible. Yes, they are magnified. We understand. The turnovers are one thing. The tail end of the year, the rebounding has been an issue, offensive rebounding. All of that kind of came together on Saturday. I thought they played one of the better games in the last 30, 45 days or so. And what better time to do that? The very reason why I believe Mark Madness can happen again with Mr. Sears is because we've seen it before. And we saw it front and center a year ago en route to a Final Four berth. I think that this team can score it better. In my personal opinion this year, a little bit more versatility in their scoring. Also, Saturday showed the ability to be able to continue to manufacture offense. Huge night for Grant Nelson, who played exceptionally well. And just to think about this, I knew it took every point, literally and figuratively, for them to win the game. But, coming into that final possession, Mark had 7 points. Finished the game with 9. So to be able to get that output, it took an overtime to do it, but to get that output just to shows you that at any time this offense is so nuclear, and they can get it from so many other facets that they can be devastating. I think Clifford Morey, obviously, you would love for him to continue to be as active as he was in that game. But Grant was sensational. Mark was sensational. You start looking at, Aiden Holloway and those guys. I think ultimately the thing that scares you with Alabama is that literally they can put 100 on your head without blinking, which is very, very scary. I've always said this with players in college, Patrick, that are trying to reach the NBA. I always say this. I think that every NBA player that is in the National Basketball Association, you have to do something exceptionally well to be able to get there. I don't care if you are 12-man in rotation, starter, all-star, all-NBA first, second, or third team. You got to do something exceptional well. I believe that in the NCAA tournament, there's something exceptionally well that you have to do to be able to put yourselves in position to be able to potentially win a national championship. And the one thing that Alabama can do that we cannot take we can take solace in, rather, is that they can just flat out score the basketball. They've been impressive, and I think that they are more than equipped to make a deep run to the national championship and Final Four. And who's to say we may have Alabama Auburn part 3 on Sunday in Nashville? Could be any of the teams, literally any of the teams that are in this tournament that make their way out of today's quote-unquote play-ins can win the league.
Yeah, I think right now they're projected to have 13 teams. Joe Lunardi did in the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, we'll see. Actually, there's a lot of storylines with the bubble teams, right?
Correct.
The games that are playing tonight, sort of Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma. Some of those teams, some might get in, some might squeak out. The last storyline I have for you here, obviously last season, NC State makes a Cinderella run.
Yeah.
Is there a team that you like in the ACC, a sort of a long shot to kind of make one?
SEC?
I
thought you were going to say national.
I have one in the SEC.
Talk to me.
What about these Georgia Bulldogs?
Don't do that.
4 games.
Yeah.
4-game win streak, longest in the SEC.
Yeah.
Silas Damari Jr. is coming on strong end of the season. Looks like he's playing himself into a first-round NBA draft pick, maybe.
I'm not poo-pooing Georgia, and their program and stuff. I mean, coaching is superb. The whole 9. I just didn't think you were going to go there.
Well, what other long shot team do you think? Because, I mean, it's like, Kentucky really a long shot?
No.
Yeah.
What if I told you, and this is crazy, may be crazy for some, but, I mean, we've seen the highs of highs. We've seen the lows of lows with this team. What if I told you Arkansas goes to Final Four?
I could see that.
What if they win 4 games in 4 days? Like, they're on the bubble. I don't know what Lunardi has them as, and I did not look
They are one of the last 4 buys as of right now.
Last 4 buys?
Yeah. 11 seed.
So that means that, like, you can win a couple. I mean, here's the thing. Who in the heck wants to play? Like, they're as talented as anyone. Their deficiencies have been closing games out this year, right? But we know what John Calipari was able to bring with him from Kentucky, and they got pros on that team. No matter how you look at it, those guys, a lot of those guys will be on pro rosters, whether it's the NBA, whether it's the G League, whether it's overseas. But they're pros are pro. No matter how you look at it, you're getting paid money to play professional basketball. So, no, I mean, who's to say? What if they win? What if they win 4 games? Are they in the play-in today?
They're playing right now. It's 70-66 over South Carolina with 3 seconds left, according to Google.
Yeah. So, would you be surprised if you saw Arkansas literally make it to Friday, and then you never know what the heck's going to happen on Friday. But you win today, you win tomorrow, and then you get to play one of the top 4 seeds they have the double bye. To me, I think you've done enough. You're going to be there. Joe Lunardi, and I think your NCAA selection committee, we're probably going to put them in. They're 11 now. Think about that. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think that would be my long shot, and the only reason why I think they're my long shot is solely because of just what they have on the roster. They have a 3-week period where they're shooting the ball exceptionally well. That's a tough out.
Yeah, if they are able to hold on to the lead right now, they will play Ole Miss tomorrow, and then of course they'll have Auburn Friday.
Yeah, and Tigers fans understand what that looked like at home. That was a tight contest, down the line, down the stretch. So, the Arkansas would be my long shot in the league to make a deep run in the tournament, and make some noise and get to the second weekend.
I like Georgia. They have a lottery pick, Asa Newell.
They do.
So we'll see what happens there.
Yep.
We kind of mentioned this at the beginning, but is there any chance that there is a shakeup with the number 1 overall seed? So right now, Auburn and Florida projected number 1 seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama, Tennessee projected 2 seeds. Mm-hmm. Could you see Auburn losing potentially to an Arkansas team, and maybe Duke or Florida jumping up above?
Because here's my thought process when I think about the tournament and conference tournaments. What you've done in the I understand the conference tournament is part of your regular season per se. But for me, your regular season is what should hold the most weight for not only fans, but more importantly, the NCAA selection committee. I think what the what respective conference tournaments will do for you or a program is just kind of enhance your weight seeding wise for you to get into the postseason. But what Auburn was able to do in the regular season from game 1 through the final game of the regular season was unprecedented. It's historic, and I just think that they could have stopped playing 3 weeks ago, and they would have been the number 1 overall seed. In my personal opinion, I think the fact that you look at any of your NCAA tournament prognosticators, they all are saying the same thing, that they are the number 1 overall seed. I don't think that anything will change if they lose even another game, which is the last game of their upcoming game in the SEC basketball tournament. So they're for sure the number 1 overall seed with the historic amount of quad 1 wins in Ken Palm, what they've done in the non-con, all the teams that they beat that are going to be 2 and 3 seeds and potentially 1 seeds down the stretch. I think that the only 1 seeds that are potentially in question is the final seed. But even then, I have to really, as far as drawing straws or pulling, I think maybe the last one, maybe Houston. But yeah, what is? I believe
Houston.
It's Houston's the last 4 seed. So that's kind of, let's say if they got Florida as a 1, Auburn as a 1, Duke's going to be a 1 no matter what happens. And I think the movement within those 1s, Duke's probably the 2 overall 1 seed. They could go from 2 to 3 depending on what maybe Bama. If Bama wins the SEC conference championship, they're probably going to go into their last 4 line, and then that's going to probably make Houston your highest ranked 2 seed, just because of the weight and validity of the teams that Alabama would have to beat on Friday and Saturday and Sunday to do it. So
they would have to beat Florida on that Saturday,
right?
And you could see a situation where Florida then moves out of the number 1 seed because they lose.
Yeah. So I think that the 2 1 seeds that are firmly entrenched as 1 seeds are Auburn and Duke. I think Florida is pretty solid with their 3, and I think regardless if it's Florida, Houston, Alabama, maybe Michigan State.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if Tennessee were to make the SEC tournament championship, though, I
That's
think
rich.
that they would.
That's rich.
You'd have to put them up there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And Rick Barnes has done a masterful job with this group. They're another team that could win the whole thing.
Because they would have had to beat Auburn to get to the.
Where do they have?
championship.
If you could look really quick, where do they have St. John's? Are they a 2, 3, or 4? Because they have Kentucky. I believe Kentucky's a 3 right now.
I can look for you right here.
Yeah, because I just think that
I believe St. John's is a 2.
it's a 2. Yeah.
Yes.
So then if they win the Big East, then they have an opportunity to potentially put their name in the hat to be the last 4 seed, the final number 1 seed out of the 4 1 seeds. So yeah, no, I think two are entrenched, and I think it's a combination of Florida, Alabama, maybe a Tennessee, a Michigan State, a St. John's, a Houston. Those teams kind of jumbled up there.
St. John's is a 3 seed as of right now.
There are 3. Kentucky's
Yeah.
I think Kentucky's a 3 as well.
Kentucky's a 3, so the 2 seeds: Texas Tech, Alabama, as of right now, Michigan State, and
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that. And man, we had, from a national standpoint, I love watching the whole landscape of college basketball. Man, Tom Izzo's done an unbelievable job at Michigan State. Like, they're just, once again, you get those jokers in the tournament, man. Man, I don't want. Who wants to play them? Who wants to play them? Like Cohen Carr, those guys have been great. Man, they're scary. They could make a run to the Final Four. I think that. I know we've talked about how competitive college basketball has become, obviously with the transfer portal and so many guys being able to move everywhere. But I think the big part about it too is, Pat, it's the amount of really good teams now that I think is at an all-time high. You have the elites. But, man, the margin for error relative to the elites that we like to think of in those teams that are, as you mentioned, those 2 seeds. Would you be surprised if all 4 2 seeds make the Final Four? Right?
No.
The 3 seeds? You start getting to 6, 7, 8. But then, like I said, we just mentioned it. But for the sake of argument, if everything holds true to form and Joe Lunardi is correct and Arkansas is the 11, you're like, well, you kind of dive deeper into it. You look at their roster, you're like, yeah, there was a high expectation for Arkansas coming into this year with that roster. So it's gonna be fun, man. I'm stoked. I'm stoked for the SEC tournament. I'm stoked for all of the conference tournaments, man, because there's some really good teams. I do got to say this really quick before we move on. I want to send a big shout out to 2 of my favorite people. You are in this business long enough, and you've been around a lot of people, man. It really is really cool to see success. Tony Pujol at the University of North Alabama. Had his team reach the Atlantic Sun Conference Championship game. What an amazing atmosphere in Nashville against Lipscomb. Lenny Acuff, I've known since I've been here. I got here in 2009. Class personified. Him and his family are wonderful. Tony and his family are wonderful. To see those 2 programs literally battle to the end, and unfortunately, as it is in competition, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. Lipscomb was able to hold off an unbelievable North Alabama basketball team. But what those 2 men have done for those respective programs, what Tony's done for the viability of North Alabama basketball over the last handful of years as they try to navigate this Division I landscape, what Lenny Acuff has done for Lipscomb and that program. He was named the Coach of the Year in the league. It's been awesome. They were the top 2 teams to end the regular season, shared the regular season crown, and they both held serve to play in the championship game. But I couldn't be more honored and proud to know those 2 men, their families, their teams, their administrations. Job well done to both of those outstanding coaches, man. I just had to throw that out there. You got to send people their flowers while they can still smell them. Some hip hop guy said that a long time ago.
And with that, we got to get to our first break.
More bills to pay, huh?
What are we doing after the break, NFL?
We're going to talk a little NFL. We're going to see if he's still on the ledge. I got a feeling that you probably already know who the Tennessee Titans are going to take at 1. I think it's kind of solidified now, right?
I think we have found out.
Take after take, producer Pat, yours truly, Carl Prather, return after the break. We're back with Take After Take. Producer Pat on the ones and twos. Yours truly, Carl Prather here, joining you on this beautiful Wednesday here in North Alabama. And for those watching across all media platforms, whether our podcast that we release each and every week after our live stream here today. Thank you all so much for watching wherever you're watching, whether it's on YouTube, our Facebook page from WAFF, and then, of course, anywhere that you can find podcasts that are readily available to you.
We might get a TikTok.
We're going to get us a little TikTok. We ain't doing no TikTok dances, though.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. You have to do TikTok dances.
Nah, I ain't doing that. But I'm going to get some kids, I'm going to get some young folks to do them for us, though. We can do that.
I don't know if we can.
We need to find an influence. We need to find a couple of very prominent influencers just to show us love to do TikTok dances just to get us some viability with Take After Take. But I will say this. I don't know if you saw this before we get into NFL talk. Rich Rodriguez, former head coach at Jacksonville State University, now back at his old stomping grounds, West Virginia, old Mountaineers in Morgantown, said his players ain't doing no TikTok dances. They ain't doing it. We cutting that out.
That's fine. That's fun to say until the number one recruit in the nation wants to come to West Virginia and he's a TikToker, and then Rich Rod will change his tune because that's how it happens.
Don't do that, bro. Like,
no, I'm just saying.
Don't do that. How you know? He may be hard. He may be steadfast. We're not doing it.
Miles Garrett, get me out of Cleveland. They said $40 million. He said, all right, I'll stay. It just happens. It's fine. Everybody has a price. It's okay.
That cat got 40 of them things. He got
40 mil. He said Cleveland to Canton was never the goal unless it's stopped by the bank real quick.
Stop by the bank.
I ain't mad at it, though.
I ain't
mad at it.
How the heck are you mad at it? I ain't mad at it. So we discussed college basketball the first segment. We are shifting gears to the NFL. Just a wide range of topics in the National Football League. We just mentioned it before, Patrick. We get into the Titans and news. Adam Schefter, obviously we all know, follow whatever he says via social media. Aaron Rodgers expected to be released a little after 3 Central, 4 p.m. Eastern time today. We just mentioned it off the air during our commercial break. $49 million, I believe, in dead money. I believe in this. That's a lot of squadoosh.
He literally got everybody fired with the New York Jets.
That is very.
Everybody's gone.
Can he still play?
No.
Can he help someone? Can he help someone?
He can help someone if you want to burn everything down. Yeah. If you're a team out there and you want to burn the whole organization down, get Aaron Rodgers.
You do not believe Aaron Rodgers at, what is he? I don't know. What will
41.
He'll be 41 years old at week 1 of the 2025 NFL football season. You do not believe he can help one single team in the National Football League be competitive, much less a playoff team?
No, sir. I do not.
Does he retire?
No, he does not.
He is for sure going to play.
Yeah.
This is a hot take. We don't know this. We just, hey, this is what we do. We just talking. You do the same thing. Throw something on the wall, see if it sticks. Where does he land?
Pittsburgh.
I see that. Somebody's got to throw it to DK, right?
Yeah, and George Pickens probably punches him in the face, probably week 6.
Dog, don't do that.
I'm just
don't
saying,
do that, dog. Don't do that, man. Punch him in the face, dog. We non-violent over here, man.
We are non-violent. But also, it's Aaron Rodgers. You don't think he's going to rub somebody the wrong way?
Hey, that's a heck of a tandem to whoever is going to be the threat. So they're not bringing Russell Wilson back, right?
No, they're not.
Does he retire?
No, I don't know where he lands.
I just like to do this.
He could end up in Nashville. More on that later, I guess, as we talk about the abyss that is the Titans quarterback position. But let's talk about fun stuff before we get to that. Who else did you like? Sam Darnold's on the Seahawks now?
Yeah, I like it. That's fine.
I like it.
It's all good.
Wish he'd have been in Nashville.
Yeah,
I'd have gave him that money.
Yeah, for sure. You are at it. I mean, so it's all good.
Didn't know Geno Smith was on the market.
Who knew?
Geno
can still play. I'm going to be reunited with Pete Carroll over in Vegas for the Vegas Raiders.
3rd round pick. Seems like good value.
It is. DK, we just aforementioned DK Metcalf, headed over to, $150 million.
Yeah.
For DK. He worth it? Yeah, he's worth it.
Yeah, he's worth it.
DK is savage, man.
Also says he only eats 1 meal a day and eats 4 bags of candy. I saw that.
For real?
Yeah, I don't know how that's working.
Where you see that at?
On the TikTok.
They probably, anything they say TikTok is true.
Well, it was him. It was, or I think it was a video of him.
Oh.
Okay. Could have been AI. I don't know. But yeah, he says he eats 1 meal a day, like 9 o'clock at night, and has a cup of coffee and 4 bags of candy.
Hey man, look, if you want to continue to look like a mutant, hey, but you keep doing that. That's what got you.
I don't have those genes.
Who does? Just DK.
Just DK.
I'll throw it out there. So yeah, DK with the Steelers. George Pickens going to have a running mate there on the boundaries and the field side, wherever you want to to call that. I'm trying to think about any other big trades or anything that kind of. I guess the 49ers. I know as a 49er fan, in our group text, it was like, man, like you get rid of some quality players. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to pay Brock Purdy. Yeah, I mean, Brock Purdy's about to get paid. That should. I'm pretty sure that should get done, Patrick. I would think well before training camp. I would think before we get to the draft, or do you think it happens before kind of the throes of training camp? The summer gets here.
It could happen in training. There's always the training camp. You need to make some stories.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, dude,
it'll be fine. He's getting paid though.
He's getting paid. I mean, it's all good. We'll be competitive still. We'll see what happens after that. But those are only the big ones I thought about. But I've kind of, it's weird since we've been doing this because of the Titans and your fandom and you're obsessed with this team. It's ridiculous. You kind of think you're just like, dang, who can they get? Like, who can they get? First off, with the number 1 overall pick, do you continue to hold steadfast in your stance that they're going to stay at number 1 when Roger Goodell walks across that stage in Green Bay, Wisconsin?
So after all of the free agent signings, Sam Darnold, obviously we did not get. Geno Smith wasn't a free agent, but all the quarterback moves, I think the Titans have tipped their hand. I think they're taking Cam Ward. Okay. Otherwise, you would have to get in the market with one of these quarterbacks because who else is going to take snaps unless you trot Will Levis back out there, which I don't know any Titans fan that wants to go down on that ride again.
We're not doing that.
So unless something else happens, obviously Aaron Rodgers is out there.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. I've heard Carson Wentz to the Titans, which help us, pray for us if that happens. I don't want to do that either. I think they're just going to stay put and take Cam Ward unless the Giants at 3 just offer a king's ransom to jump up to 1. Then I think you might have to take it.
I did for a slight moment think that you may go in a different direction when discussing who you may believe the Titans may take. I thought that you may say Abdul Carter. And the only reason why I said that is, and now revisionist history, since you just said that, just all of these quarterbacks have kind of just landed at
who's playing
spots.
Quarterback if we take Abdul Carter?
Right. But do you say to yourself, let's just take this dude. He's going to be here for 10 years. We're probably more than likely going to be drafted in the top 5 yet again next year, and then try to find our guy? Or do you just go ahead and, if you truly believe and hold steadfast that one Cam Ward is a difference maker, or just, tape says as such, take him now and then, kind of build around your team for the next 2 to 3 years to be competitive again?
You've already lost all the goodwill of the fan base. You don't have any more avenues to go down.
With a new stadium that's about to be open in
2027, 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, for the Tennessee Titans, when you go to a game, they put a player on the ticket. Mm-hmm. Who's on the ticket for the Titans? Who do we have? We don't have anybody.
Kevin Dyson.
Yeah, we're gonna have to throw Steve McNair, Eddie George. We're gonna have to be legends on there.
Man, them jokers, man.
Can
we just go back for how cool Kevin Dyson was?
I would love to go back to 1999.
Kevin Dyson, my dog.
Keith Bullock.
Shout out to Keith Bullock.
Can we just get all those guys
Syracuse,
again?
Man. Woo! So my first 2 years in the business out of college, I worked at a TV station that was owned by a newspaper, and I lived in Clarksville, Tennessee. So my first year, it was an amazing, unbelievable treat to be able to have the Tennessee Titans' entire training camp come to Austin Peay State University. So from then on, I just had knew some amazing people there. The media people are still there. Love them to pieces. Robbie Bourne and everybody there are just awesome. Love those guys to pieces, man. They've took care of a young Scout Cup reporter there back in the day. But yeah, that's a good point. Everybody, when you if you have the opportunity and been blessed enough to go to an NFL, a pro football game, they got somebody on those tickets. Who they gonna put on there? I guess Big Jeff. I mean, but how many times can you put Big Jeff on there? Or Harold Landry? Or
Harold Landry's gone. We released him.
Y'all released Harold Landry.
Yes, we don't have any talent. That's what I'm saying. We have not made it. We've released.
Put my big boy on there. Put my big boy Sweat. Put my big boy on there.
Andre Sweat.
Yeah, man. That's my dog right there, Big Sweat.
But it's just like we are an irrelevant franchise. So
correct.
As much as I think Abdul Carter is going to be great.
Yeah.
Who is taking snaps under center?
Correct. That's fair.
I don't understand. And the quarterback is the most important position on a football field.
Correct.
So if you are just going to punt at that position, you are punting on the entire season. And if that's the case, just come out and tell the fans so that we don't have to waste money and I can free up my falls. My wife would probably love that.
Hold up,
Sundays
hold
over there.
hold up.
Now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to watch every game.
watch every
I'm
game.
just saying, like,
Hold up.
it's ridiculous.
Who is it's Miss Amy
Amy Adams Strunk.
Miss Amy Adams Strunk. Never met this lady in my life at all. If Amy Adams Strunk came on and just literally just from Titans Online, this is Mike Keith's last year, or did he retire?
He already retired. He's with the Volunteers.
He's with the Vols. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, she comes out. She goes on Titans Online, Titans TV, and she says, fans, we are visions toward a Super Bowl championship team, but it will take time. And we're going to do everything possible for us to enhance our future moving forward, starting with this draft. But one player will not define what our aspirations of being a Super Bowl champion will be. But we want you all to still stay true, steadfast with us as a franchise and organization with some of the best, but what we consider the best fans in all of the National Football League in Nashville and beyond. Patience is what's needed here. If she says that, and in layman's terms, what she's saying is, nah, man, we ain't taking Cam Ward. We're gonna take the best player, and then we're gonna just get a bunch of picks. It's gonna take us 3 seasons for us to get back to what you want us to get back to. Would you be fine with that? You wouldn't be fine with that. So why you lying and acting like she said that? If she came out and said what you wanted her to say, Titans fans, you lying.
You've already done.
As the kids say, quit playing in my face. That's what it is.
You've already done the patience thing. What have the last 3 seasons been? If it's not been that,
she could say, look at this beautiful stadium we building and the new front office, head coach here. We believe, you know what I mean? Like the Titans ain't going. And I said, I'm not saying not. The Titans ain't going to the playoffs this year, big dog.
No. We're going to have a top 5 pick next year.
We're
going to be awful.
Okay, so I'm just playing devil's advocate because the team over in Santa Clara, Greater Santa Clara, over on the West Coast, we good. No matter how you look at it. Yeah, we straight. We good. I'm just saying. And I said we. I ain't played a snap. I don't know nothing about 49ers. I ain't worried about this. Look, I'm trying to be your NFL therapist over here. Let's just say, what are the odds if, okay, they don't take Cam Ward, they don't take Abdul Carter, they don't take Travis Hunter. What if they say, we want to trade out of the pick and we get 5 picks for that, maybe a future one. And
again,
because
who am I
Patrick,
supposed to root for then?
The team.
The team of who? Of Cody Barton?
Misfit tour.
of Dan Moore, the left tackle we just signed for $80 million.
What's wrong with Dan Moore, dog?
He led the league in sacks allowed.
Hey, man.
What are we talking about? What is this organization doing? You can't ask for my patience when and say that our process is sound when your process led you to fire the only head coach that's brought this team to relevancy since 1999. You fire him in a power struggle because the GM won it, and then you fire the general manager, and then you change the whole organizational structure. And you want me to be patient and think that you know what you're doing? This is absurd.
Boy, you see his passion.
It's insane.
He done turned a little red.
We have the first pick and no one cares because I guarantee you we're probably going to screw it up.
You know the crazy part about it, and I guess maybe because we love the National Football League and I love the NFL draft in the process. This is one of the few years that I can remember, just recent memory. We have talked about everything else in the National Football League, and rightfully so. Free agency just opened the new calendar year. Players moving, coming and going. How many times have you for real heard a talking point, like a bunch of talking points, a myriad of talking points about the Tennessee Titans in that number 1 pick? You ain't heard anything.
Nothing.
Not a
I'm
thing,
the only
though.
one because I'm an idiot and I'm a glutton for punishment. That's why.
I tried to tell you this last year. You didn't want to listen to me. You had a little speckle, like a speckle of hope. You had a little bit of hope, and then
I had a little bit, yeah.
Hold on. And can we just rank these 3 things? So here are your 3 options.
Okay.
Cam Ward.
Okay.
Let's do Cam Ward / Shadur Sanders. Either one.
Okay.
'Cause I think you'd be happy with either one of those. You say, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Or Abdul Carter / Travis Hunter. That's another option.
Okay.
And then option 3 or door number 3. Trade out of the first round pick to get a bevy of picks that could help you potentially in the future. You have to choose one today. This is fluid. You can change it anytime. We'll change it next week. But just
I have to take Cam Ward. I cannot. We missed out on everybody.
Okay.
I'm not watching Aaron Rodgers play football.
I'll follow that up with your answer with another quick question. If you take Cam Ward, you are already prepared and okay with, obviously, we're just not going to be, we know we're not going to be very good. If you don't take, would you be upset if option 2 or 3 happen and you don't take a quarterback? Would you be would your emotions be at 6 million?
Right now, no. But you want to know what will get me hot? Is if we don't, let's say we take Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, two guys who everyone unanimously says is going to be great.
Yes, sir.
And we miss out on Cam Ward.
And
Cam Ward goes to the Giants.
Oh, bro.
And they win 10 games.
Yeah, the first year.
I'll quit this podcast.
Man. Hey.
And, like, you have to think about that as an organization. Look, if we take Cam Ward, number 1 overall, okay, he's a quarterback. Mm-hmm. It's 50-50 anyway with these guys. We might strike out.
For real.
And, like, you're not going to – everyone knows Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter is going to be great. But, like, at the end of the day – and listen, Travis Hunter, I do think is a generational talent. I think he's going to play both sides of the ball. I think he's going to play well. If you listened to the podcast last week, I said the dude's going to be a Hall of Famer. I believe that. I think Abdul Carter probably has a chance to also be a Hall of Famer. However, pass rushers – come and go. And this season is deep. This draft is deep with pass rushers.
Historically deep, man.
You have to have a quarterback to win in the National Football League, period. Everything else does not matter. That's so, right. like I said, I would have been ecstatic if Sam Darnold, if they paid him $40 million a year for the next 3 years. Who cares?
Yeah.
Because he's either going to be good or he's going to be bad, and we're right back in the position we would have been anyway.
I don't know this. Outside of Will Levis, who else is on your route in that quarterback?
We don't have one.
Oh.
He's it. Oh, Mason Rudolph's a potential free agent. They might bring him back. But, like, if
so, I see why you're leaning toward they're for sure going to take Cam Ward.
We have to.
Is he starting game 1?
Yes. If Cam Ward is taken, he's starting number 1. The only thing that I think that the Titans could be doing here, and I don't think they're capable of playing 4D chess, but if this new organization is capable of playing 4D chess, the Raiders at 6 with Geno Smith. Mm-hmm. Could the Titans possibly say, okay, at number 1, we're going to stay there, or trade with the Giants, either one, but we're coming away with either Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. We've already seen all the negative attention that Shedeur Sanders has out there.
Mm-hmm. Which is absolutely – I can't say what I really want to say because this is
I agree
PG,
with you.
Asinine. And let me tell you something. This is not new, and sorry to cut into this. I don't care if it's Cam Ward. I don't care if it's Quinn Ewers. I don't care if it's Jackson Dart. I don't care who it is. This is not new. This will happen next year and 20 years from now, and when we dead and gone. Quarterbacks are you're going to have this quote-unquote insider that says this about this guy. But this Shedeur Sanders stuff is out of control, bro. Like, and I'm just going to say it, no matter how y'all look at it, y'all can dance around this all y'all want. If that man's name was Shedeur Smith, y'all wouldn't say anything about this. You know what you'd be saying? This guy's worthy of being the number 1 overall pick, the number 1 quarterback taken off the board. But we know what it is. I'm going to let y'all fill in the blanks. I get it. His dad happens to be a Hall of Famer. He talks the talk, walks the walk, and backs it up. But that's cool. Because, see, like, we've seen this before. We saw it with Cam Newton. We saw it with some of your other quarterbacks. And here's the thing. Their hue may be different. Their hue may have the same hue as yours truly over here. But it's just for all quarterbacks. We always get this. Last time I checked, I understand character matters. All of the other quote-unquote intangibles. What does that film tell you? That's what gets you drafted. But we're going to find a way to hear something about however you feel about Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders or Quinn Ewers or Jackson. It comes with the territory. I get it. This is part of it. This is why we discuss these guys between the lines. But see, this is when outside the football lines. That's my biggest issue. What does the film tell you with Cam Ward? What does the film tell you with Shedeur Sanders? You mentioned Jackson Dart, how high you are on Jackson Dart. What does the film what does the Senior Bowl told you about Jackson Dart? I ain't heard nothing. I ain't heard nothing about any of these guys. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just that dude.
Is tinfoil hat.
I'm going to shut up.
Is it possible that the negative media around Shedeur Sanders has been pumped up by Coach Prime himself to get rid of if they know they're not going to go number 1. You don't want to go to Cleveland in 2. Is it a way to get Shedeur to come down the draft stock so that he goes to a better organization?
You know you sound crazy, right?
I mean, I sound crazy.
That tinfoil. Tinfoil.
It's a tinfoil.
Boy, you need to put some tinfoil and then put some saran wrap around the top of it and then put another tinfoil hat on top of it. And get you one of them hard hats or something out there with one of our great construction workers.
I'm just saying, you want to go to the Jets?
I want to get picked.
He's going to get picked.
I want to look.
He's getting picked.
Relative to anyone that needs a quarterback in the National Football League, what has that man not shown you to make you believe that he could be a valuable starter in this league? Because that's all you asking for. Like, there's only a handful of these guys that we've said in the last 30 years are like, oh my God, transcendent, has the opportunity to like change face of program instantly, the whole 9. Y'all watch the film? If we already talking about him as being one of the 2 guys off the board immediately anyway, he's going to be in the top 10 wherever you want to put him. What is all this other? As somebody way smarter be said, nomenclature has to do with this. What all this? Make it make sense for me.
You know how these teams are.
In any of those teams, okay, so the Jets, they got Justin Fields, so they off the board.
Potentially. Same with the Raiders, potentially.
Giants. You tell me Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward can't change life for them immediately?
Yeah. He could also change life in Tennessee as well.
Either one of them could change life for Tennessee.
So that, back to what I was getting to, the 4D chess that the Titans could potentially be playing, the negative Shedeur attention is out there. Do they stay at 1 and they say, hey, we get Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter? 7, 8, 9, New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints. If Shedeur gets past 9, he's going to fall out of the first round unless a team trades up. There's no other team past 9 that needs a quarterback.
What were the teams that you mentioned that need a quarterback inside the 10?
So inside the 10, you have the Titans, the Browns, the Giants, the Jets potentially, and the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah. He going to one of those. They're in within the top 10?
New Orleans Saints will be 9. 10 will be Chicago Bears.
Derek is in the last year of that deal he signed?
Yes.
Yeah.
So could the Titans say, hey, if he gets past 9 and he gets down here to Denver, Pittsburgh, Los Angeles, do we trade back up in the first and get Shedeur?
Y'all got 2 in the first?
We have 1 in the first. We have the 35th pick, and then we have 2 fourth-round picks. But you could possibly, like if it got down to the Detroit Lions at 28, you could give them a second-round pick and a 4th and maybe a 5th and jump up there.
Yeah, because I mean, we all know, Hendon is the guy moving forward for the future of that franchise in Detroit. No, I mean, listen, we know, like we're splitting hairs here. We know that Cam and Shedeur are going to be the first 2 QBs off the board. No, they're neither one of them are getting out of the top 10. And I got the sneaky suspicion that it I don't know this. I got a sneaky suspicion that if I had to guess right now, I think Shadeur's going to the Giants. I think that you all are. I think worst comes to worst relative to what you just told me, quarterback room and everything in Tennessee and Nashville. I think, I can see Cam going 1. I definitely could see Shedeur going 1. Like, don't get this, but we know how this works with NFL, whatever it may be, inside, whatever it may be, to kind of do everything you possibly can to finally land the guy that you ultimately want. I got a sneaky suspicion the Giants are doing everything in their power to like hold their breath because they really want Shedeur.
I could see that.
I think that's who they want. I hope I ain't trying to tell no secrets or nothing, but because I don't know. I just hope that I just got a sneaky suspicion. They're both going to be in the top 10. I could see Cam going to you all, and then or vice versa. But I think that if for the sake of argument, if your franchise takes a quarterback, I think that the Giants will take the other. Because they're 1, Jets were 4, if my memory serves me correctly. Now they've had Justin Fields 2 years, 40, and then it's the Giants. Then
you got Titans, Browns, Giants, Patriots, Jaguars, Raiders, Jets, Panthers, Saints, Bears in the top 10.
And I don't know who's Jameis is not coming back to the Browns.
No.
Dorian Thompson, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who was the other guy. I mean, because Deshaun can't play because of his Achilles. We just we're spitballing here, but no, Cleveland is going to be in the market for a quarterback as well.
Kenny Pickett.
Oh, Kenny Pickett. They got Kenny Pickett. Okay, so Kenny may be they're probably their starter there. Yeah, but they're in the first 6 picks. Both of those guys will be off the board.
You listen, Titans. You have to take Cam Ward. You have to. It at least buys the fan base 12 months. What did something just happen?
No, I just want to.
You looked at your phone and I had a heart attack.
I know you
second.
did, boy. He's about to man.
I was like, Aaron Rodgers signs the deal to Nashville.
Blood
I'm
pressure
about to talk myself into
through
this.
the roof. Hold on, let me ask you this, because I just want to hear you like go just crazy. If the Titans didn't take Cam Ward or Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter
Oh, I'm losing it.
or Shadur Sanders,
I'm gonna lose
and they chose someone, we're not naming no names because all these guys are worthy of being in the top 10. I'm just saying, someone else outside of those 4 names, you are going to lose your mind.
Yes. Yeah, I'll lose
Dog,
it. I'll lose it.
you go crazy.
I just
You gotta
believe.
believe, bro.
I
Believe in your
don't.
team,
I
dog.
don't. I don't believe. I don't believe.
Believe, fam.
I
Like
don't.
they gonna get it right, man.
Are
you gotta
they?
Do, you gotta do. Yeah, they gonna get it right. They gonna get it right. The
Okay.
Titans gonna get it right, man.
I mean, I hope. I mean, let's just keep in mind this is the same. Pretty much the same people are in the building that are responsible for the last 3 seasons of chaos. So I don't know unless Miss Amy is going to rule with an iron fist. Like, what's going to happen if we go 0-6 this year? Is everybody keeping their jobs?
Boy, you don't want that, man.
like-
0-6.
At least if you take Cam Ward and you go 0-6, if he flashes and has a 300-yard game
Yeah,
in
that's
there,
all you want him to do.
that's all. Okay, then you pitch it to the fans. Look, this is our guy going forward. He'll be on the side of the stadium in 2027.
Correct.
But, like, it can't be Mason Rudolph or Will Levis or Carson Wentz or Joe Flacco or any of these other guys because you're just telling the fans, we are going to suck this year. Deal with it. I don't want to do that again.
You know me. You know. I'm taking you to training
And don't
camp.
send me emails about trying to buy PSLs for the stadium if that's what you want to do.
Man, you know you're gonna be in there, man.
I mean, yeah, I'll be in there.
Look, we gonna go.
Wrap
gonna
up the show for
I will, because you about to blow it.
I might cuss.
You about to blow all the gaskets up
Yeah.
in your engine, dog. Right
I'm
now.
closing
right
the
now.
laptop.
We're going to. We're going to do it. We're gonna go to training camp. We're gonna do a show from training camp one day.
Okay.
That's just so you can breathe. Because by that time you'll have the roster. You know what it looks like. We'll talk to some people. Just to
I mean, I will talk myself into the Titans before the season
You will.
starts. So, just fair warning.
Lord have mercy. Look, for the 3.5 people that are watching this right now,
I can't see. There might be like 7.
there may be say, hey man, we coming up.
Can't see.
Truly appreciate you watching our live stream. This podcast will be available to you this week as well. It's Take After Take. Like, comment, subscribe to where all podcasts are available: Apple, iTunes, Spotify, the whole 9. And of course, each and every Wednesday at 2, we kind of bring you some of the highlights, low lights,
Or
and everything in between.
205, 207, 208,
Oh yeah, you're right.
2-ish.
I may even 259, 258 right now. 259. You may get 30 seconds of content. It's all good. So, but no, we appreciate you all watching. We're going to continue to grow this as we kind of gear toward March Madness, the NCAA tournament, but then picking up momentum as we get into the upcoming football season and this summer and all of that good stuff. For producer Pat, I'm Carl Prather. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. This is Take After Take. We'll see you back next week.